I just started feeling an empty wall. They sat me down and told me I have too much expression. I might want to think about acting.
What happens when a Hollywood icon reaches the age of 91 and decides they have nothing left to lose? Shirley MacLaine has known some of the biggest stars in history, but not all of them earned her respect. She's finally calling out the 7 infamous co-stars who made her life miserable, and her reasons are as unpredictable as the stars themselves. Some were egotistical, others distant, and at least one flat out cruel. But what makes MacLaine's revelations so unforgettable? Find out who and why in ways only she can tell. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. Number 1, Anthony Hopkins. Shirley MacLaine and Anthony Hopkins, 2 legendary names in Hollywood, but their time working together was anything but harmonious. MacLaine, known for her upfront honesty, once described Hopkins as cold and unfriendly during their collaboration. For MacLaine, the experience was shaped by his unyielding intensity, a quality that has earned Hopkins acclaim in countless roles but proved challenging for his co-stars. His immersion into character wasn't just dedication, it created an atmosphere MacLaine found isolating, even alienating. Hopkins, famously a method actor, often kept a tight focus on his craft, staying deeply in character both on and off camera. But for MacLaine, this translated into a lack of connection on set. Conversations were nearly impossible. Hopkins seemed miles away, laser focused on his role. She later remarked that while she admired his professionalism, his aloofness drained any sense of collaboration or camaraderie they might have otherwise shared. Still, MacLaine's reflections carry a hint of understanding. She acknowledged that Hopkins' brilliance often required this distance, but it left her questioning how personal and professional bonds could coexist in such a rigid environment. Number 2, Deborah Winger. Deborah Winger's fiery reputation on set is almost as famous as her performances, and her time working with Shirley MacLaine was no exception. On the set of Terms of Endearment, the 2 actresses delivered unforgettable performances, but what unfolded behind the scenes wasn't nearly as harmonious. MacLaine reportedly found Winger's unpredictable energy to be more disruptive than inspiring. Known for her raw intensity, Winger often approached scenes with a reckless abandon, which clashed sharply with MacLaine's more measured work style. One infamous example involved Winger intentionally provoking MacLaine by lifting her skirt during a heated moment, an act that left MacLaine furious. Off camera, tensions only deepened. MacLaine described Winger's behavior as erratic, with sudden outbursts that seemed to ignore the broader needs of the production. Yet these clashes didn't diminish the final product. Their friction, though exhausting, gave their performances an electric authenticity. MacLaine later reflected that the emotional toll wasn't always worth it. While the tension fueled their artistry, working with Winger left scars that lingered long after the cameras stopped rolling. Number 3, David Letterman. David Letterman built his career on sharp wit and an offbeat humor that frequently left his guests off balance. But when Shirley MacLaine appeared on Late Night in the 1980s, it was clear from the start that his approach didn't sit well with her. MacLaine, known for her no-nonsense demeanor and a refusal to entertain unnecessary theatrics, wasn't about to play along with Letterman's sarcastic quips. This clash of styles turned an ordinary interview into one of the program's more awkward moments. Throughout the conversation, Letterman interjected with sly, underhanded remarks that seemed designed to poke at MacLaine's poise. At one point, after MacLaine spoke seriously about her fascination with topics like reincarnation and spirituality, Letterman cut in with a dismissive, "So do you ever just sit back, have a Coke, and think about nothing?" The joke fell flat. MacLaine's expression froze, briefly betraying her irritation before she regained composure, brushing off the comment without indulging his attempt to diminish her. Number 4, Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood's reputation as a Hollywood powerhouse is built on his no-nonsense approach to filmmaking. He values efficiency above all else, famously preferring minimal takes and wasting no time on extended discussions. But for Shirley MacLaine, that approach felt more dismissive than effective. When they worked together on Two Mules for Sister Sarah, MacLaine, an actor who thrives on artistic exploration, quickly realized Eastwood's method left little room for collaboration. MacLaine later expressed her frustrations with the experience, noting how Eastwood's directorial efficiency seemed to brush aside any input she might have offered. While his minimalistic approach kept production on schedule, MacLaine felt it stifled opportunities to delve deeper into her character. She remembered one moment where she thought a scene could be elevated with an extra take, only to hear Eastwood call, "We got it, move on," before she could even finish speaking. Though Eastwood's methods delivered results, MacLaine walked away from the project seeing it as a stark reminder Hollywood could often value speed over artistry. The experience highlighted just how differently two allies of the screen could view the creative process. Number 5. Don Seagull. When Shirley MacLaine stepped onto a Don Seagull set, it didn't take long for creative sparks to turn into heated clashes. Seagull, celebrated for his bold, uncompromising vision, ran his sets with an iron grip. Every frame was executed according to his blueprint, leaving little room for input from anyone else, including actors. For MacLaine, an artist who thrived on collaboration and valued her creative instincts, this dynamic proved an ongoing source of frustration. MacLaine found Seagull's controlling approach stifling. His steadfast commitment to his vision often meant steamrolling any attempt at open dialogue or creative experimentation. On one particular project, MacLaine reportedly pushed for a deeper exploration of her character, but those ideas were quickly sidelined in favor of Seagull's rigidly planned shots. These moments of dismissal weren't just exhausting. For MacLaine, they felt like a rejection of the very artistry she brought to the screen. Number 6. Bo Derek. In the 1980s, Bo Derek was everywhere, gracing magazine covers, starring in blockbusters, and becoming a symbol of Hollywood glamour almost overnight. With her flowing blonde hair and unmistakable elegance, Derek represented the era's fixation on beauty and image. But behind the glitz, not everyone in Hollywood admired her approach to stardom. Shirley MacLaine, for one, found working with Derek to be a frustrating experience, and it all came down to one thing: priorities. MacLaine believed Derek's focus on maintaining her image often came at the expense of deeper, more meaningful performance. On set, MacLaine reportedly struggled to connect with Derek on an artistic level, feeling as though the younger star's preoccupation with outward appearance overshadowed the work. While MacLaine valued preparation and emotional depth, Derek seemed content playing into the celebrity machine, a contrast that created a subtle but undeniable tension between them. Number 7. Anthony Perkins. Anthony Perkins was the kind of actor who left a lasting impression, both on screen and off. His talent was undeniable, cemented in roles like Norman Bates in Psycho, where he brought a haunting complexity that no one else could replicate. But for Shirley MacLaine, her experience working with Perkins was layered in emotion. She admired his brilliance, yet couldn't ignore the emotional walls he built to shield himself. For her, his insecurities seemed to seep into every interaction, making collaboration a delicate and often frustrating process. Perkins' personal struggles weren't just private, they affected the atmosphere on set. MacLaine observed how he guarded himself constantly, which created a distance between them. She later reflected on moments where exchanging even the smallest bit of spontaneity in a scene became virtually impossible. What frustrated her most wasn't just the barrier, it was the underlying pain she sensed and the vulnerability he was clearly trying to hide. At 91, Shirley MacLaine isn't holding back. Her willingness to speak openly about the actors and collaborators she disliked offers more than just spicy Hollywood gossip. It's a glimpse into the complexities of art, ego, and human connection within an industry built on both. By naming names, MacLaine reflects on the toll of strained relationships and missed opportunities, but she also celebrates the freedom that comes with age. Without fear of consequences, she can now address the unspoken truths of her career. It's a stark reminder that brilliance isn't enough. It's emotional intelligence and connection that truly define Hollywood's lasting legends.